Here at Swansea University, history students took part in an innovative module to find out more about the history of their student union. Here's Sion to tell us all about it.
Welcome to Divas. This is the student-run bar on campus. On a Friday night, students can come here, have a really good time and get a cheap drink. It's also run by students. And through my research at the Richard Burton Archives, I found out it wasn't always like that.
We wanted to design a module that gave students more practical experience. Working with primary sources is really important as part of the degree scheme at Swansea. So the deposit of the student union records at the Richard Burton Archives in Swansea was just the perfect opportunity to do that, because students were able to look at minute books of meetings, student newspapers, all the doings of previous generations of students at Swansea.
One of the things I found really interesting was the long fight the student union had to run its own bar. Just reading through the minutes in the 1950s, how they wanted to gain greater freedom and a bar. And it's really quite interesting to see how this long fight lasts for a good 30 years, as we can see in this article just here.
There were already dances and balls held by the university for the students. But the student union wanted to have the freedom that would come with having a bar of its own, such as the ability to raise funds. But first it had to prove that it was responsible enough to be trusted.
So this is the refectory, and in the 1950s this is where a lot of the dances and balls were held for students. In 1958 a bit of a wild night happened where a lot of glasses were smashed, and one of the things which came out of that on the student union side was they needed to prove now more than ever they could be trustworthy enough to run their own bar.
In the 1980s, Swansea Student Union finally opened Hendry's Bar, which they ran themselves off campus. The 1980s also saw Swansea Student Union stand in solidarity with the striking miners and support Nelson Mandela's struggle against apartheid.
Student unions today are seen as very much social places, but they've had a really important role in sort of politics and campaigning and student organisation over the years, and that really came across in the records that were distributed in the archives.
The best thing about having a bar on campus is students can come along with their friends, socialise, and all the money which we spend here goes back into our union, into the services.
As an archive, our aim is to preserve the records in our care, and the point about archives is that each one is unique and irreplaceable. So it's not like a library book where you can get another one. So the thing is that we have to take very special care of the archives.
The Richard Burton Archives, the staff are absolutely fantastic. Elizabeth and Sue are really helpful, and it is that friendliness. It's not the building an archive is housed in, or even if it's open on a weekend, it's the people that run it. And I've got to say the Richard Burton Archive staff are amazing to anyone.